Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. And you know, guys, Joe Boo needs a refill. Guys, whew, it's here. It is here. Our 2018 Dallas Cowboys are in Oxnard. The dreaded 5 weeks between minicamp and training camp are over. That time where fans, GMs, owners hope, pray, and hold their breath that nothing happens to any of their star players before they get to training camp. You're hoping that they don't slip on a banana peel or try and grab their cell phone around the pool and break their elbow or slice their finger cutting a bagel. You hope that everybody gets there focused and ready for football. And our team tonight will be sleeping safe and sound in Oxnard. The long off season is over with. And I, for one, am thrilled to death. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I've got every emotion in the world. I literally feel like a kid at Christmas. The funny thing for our Dallas Cowboys is it seems like the blatant disrespect. You look at Tyrone Crawford. Come on. Somebody had to do that as a joke. There is no way in the world Tyrone Crawford ever looked like that. I've met Tyrone Crawford. I've been standing next to Tyrone Crawford, and maybe I look kind of like that. But dude is slim and trim. He has no waist. Shout out to you, though, Tyrone Crawford, for your contribution to United Way, for My Cleats, My Cause. You definitely are one of those players that get using your platform for the common good. So hats off to you. And unfortunately, we don't hear about a lot of the great players that do stuff in the community and things. But be that as it may, this disrespect for the Dallas Cowboys. I know we haven't been to the Super Bowl in a long time. I get that. But when you look at the Dallas Cowboys since about 2010, back when we had those 8-8, 8-8, 8-8 years, the Cowboys have been treading up. They haven't gotten the Super Bowl. But you got to look at it and say, okay, we were 8-8, 8-8, 8-8, 12-4, came back to earth without Tony Romo, 4-12. But then 13-3 and 9-7. Over the last 4 years, we've had more victories in our division than anybody else. We've had more victories than anybody in our division over the last 4 years. In fact, in the last 2 years, only the New England Patriots have had more victories than the Dallas Cowboys. So when you start looking at that standpoint, I understand the Eagles just won the Super Bowl. I understand that we lost Des Bryant and Jason Witten. But you would think that we were the Cleveland Browns. It's amazing because as I go through and I watch the shows and all that, you got people talking about the Cleveland Browns may be a playoff team, but yet those same people are saying the Dallas Cowboys aren't. Huh? You're going to say that an 0-16 team you feel is better than a team that has 2 winning seasons the last 2 years. It's blatant just disrespect to the Cowboys. And like I said, when you look at this team that is young, that with only 3 players that are over 30 years of age, most of them were in diapers the last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl. I get that. I know we've had failures. But when you start hearing things like their arsenal is 30th in the NFL, or they're maybe the 22nd best team in the NFL, or their quarterback is in the lower part of the third tier. It's kind of like you wonder if the narrative is, because the Dallas Cowboys are the Dallas Cowboys, let's just talk about them. And the more outlandish thing we say, people will gravitate towards it. Us as Cowboy fans get up in arms and talk about how we're being disrespected. People who hate the Cowboys, of course, get on the bandwagon and say, ha ha, look at that. So for these Dallas Cowboys, and for us as fans, because of our history, because we've won 5 Super Bowls, been to 8, year after year having winning records and winning the division, having 20-plus Hall of Famers, we as fans believe that we're entitled to Super Bowls, playoffs, and success, and for people to talk nice about us. But here's the thing. We're not. You want respect? You got to go out and earn it. Nothing is given in the NFL, especially to the Dallas Cowboys. If anything, you got to do twice as good. You got to be more perfect than everybody else, because you're not going to get given the benefit of the doubt. Now, players, you're kind of taught, just don't even listen to social media. Don't listen to the talking heads, ESPN, and things like that, because you're always going to get negative stuff. Don't get caught into the weeds with the trolls. One of my mistakes is I get caught in the weeds with trolls. And I probably shouldn't, but sometimes it's actually fun messing with the trolls. But your players ignore the noise. But you can't help to hear all of the stuff that they say, how they basically say the Cowboys suck. That some people will figure that the Washington Redskins are a better team than the Cowboys in the division, that the Cowboys will probably end up in the basement. That our quarterback is the 5th best quarterback in the division. So Alan Hurns, one of those people from Jacksonville, was asked, how do you feel about all this stuff that you're hearing? And he said the politically correct thing, you know, you tune that stuff out, but you still kind of hear it. But you want to go prove people wrong. And what you got to do is, you got to get that chip on your shoulder. That chip on the shoulder, you've got to have that mentality where it's us against the world. Nobody's going to give you credit. You got to take that credit. You have to go out there and pound people into submission. It's time for this Dallas Cowboy team, this young group of guys, to write their own chapter in the history of the Dallas Cowboys. Understand, you guys out there on the field, you may have been in diapers when we were winning Super Bowls, but understand that once you make that team, you are forever associated with the Dallas Cowboys. Those legends, those cornerstones, those foundation figures of the NFL. From the Mr. Cowboy, Bob Lilly, to that doomsday defense from Ed Too Tall Jones, Hollywood Henderson, Harvey Martin, the Manster himself. Those great running backs, Emmitt Smith, Tony Dorsett. You are now part of that history, that dynasty, that Troy Aikman, Roger Staubach, Danny White, Don Meredith. All of those things that have made the Dallas Cowboys great, you are part of. You need to grab a hold of that. Take it, and now make your mark on that star. 2018 begins right now. The quest for 6. And I'm looking for my Dallas Cowboys to earn that respect that they deserve. I'm Mark Holmes with Cowboy Joe Boo, and thank you guys for being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. I'll see you with any news on the Dallas Cowboys. And friends, thank God football is back. You gonna drink that, Joe Boo? I'll see you guys soon.